Is having purpose overrated? Because in a way, I now see purpose as being synonymous with objective. And I think within our society today, it's become
Mm.
kind of a buzzword and a question like, oh, what's your purpose? And if you don't have like a concrete answer or like a concrete
Yeah,
understanding of that, you can kind of get into this thought process of like, oh my God, I don't know what my purpose is. Like, I don't know
yeah,
what I'm doing in life. What are your thoughts on that?
yeah. I do think it's kind of overrated. Like at some level, like I don't want to go as far as saying it is overrated, because at some level, like when moral principles come into play and things like that, I wouldn't advocate to completely abandon all of that. Like some of that is like a part of your purpose. It's like I want to do something good in the world. I'm not sure I'd go as far as saying, well, just completely forget about that. It doesn't matter. It's somewhere in the back there, like you keep it in the storage. But generally, I think it's pretty true that this is an overrated idea of having purpose, because it is damaging. I think to individuals, given that the world is deceptive. And so your purpose becomes a deceptive objective, which is like, because of that, destined to bring you to disappointment. Like you're going to have a disappointing life because you have this burning purpose inside of you, which is an ambitious objective. And nothing can be achieved that way. Like if it's ambitious, I mean, if your purpose is not ambitious, then you can achieve it. It's like, okay, well, I want to become like an accountant or something. I mean, again, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's just that we know what the stepping stones are. But then it's okay. Like if that's, again, there's no like a moral problem with that, or it's not like it's not noble. I mean, there's reasons to do things the safe way. But the thing is, if it's a super ambitious thing, it's guaranteed to be deceptive. So you're likely heading for disappointment and deception. And so that's really damaging to a lot of people, I think, because a lot of people do have very ambitious purpose in their life that I met throughout my life. Like I met all kinds of people like this, like very, very, very ambitious, very principled, very, very nice people, very creative people, but yet have this burning purpose, and it just turns into this psychological shackle that they can't get out of, and it burns their life away, because they can't do it, and they're not sure how to do it, or how to realize this thing. It's like, well, maybe that doesn't matter. Like actually, like you don't need a purpose. Like maybe like the thing that you will do that's best for the world is something you'll discover because you just do whatever you find interesting. Like you don't need some higher purpose. And I mean, I started thinking that way about myself, because I was like, I also was very like, I really think a lot often that like, I just want to like do something that will help the world. I'm like, that would be I feel much better, if I just like do something that helps all the problems that there are in the world. Like, and then I can feel proud of myself. But then I'm like, but practically speaking, I'm good at what I'm good at. I just never had a choice. Like I didn't get to choose what I'm good at. I'm just good at it. And it's probably more true that if I just follow whatever that leads to, it'll do something more positive for the world than if I sit around trying to figure out how to fix the world. So I should just do. It's like the book, I think, was a positive thing in the world, but it wasn't something I set out to try to write this book. And so if I was like just obsessed through my life, like how am I going to fix the world, I never would have written the book, which is very ironic. And I think that comes up over and over and over again. I mean, that's the nature of deception. And so I think it can be very liberating just to be like, it's not your job to fix the world or whatever this big thing, even if it's selfish, like becoming a billionaire, like forget about it. None of it is your job. Like it's just do what you find interesting. That's all you really can do. And it's more likely to come out with the things that you want in the end. You're more likely to get rich, you're more likely to help the world. Like everything is more likely because that's the world is structured in a deceptive way, in a circuitous way. And if you follow what you find interesting, you're more likely to collect stepping stones. And if you collect stepping stones, you're more likely to do something that's impactful for either for you or for the world or whatever it is. And so, yeah, I think it's really, really interesting. It's really fascinating because I'm thinking about particular people I know, what it could have done for them to really just early on just say, I don't need to have this big, ambitious thing that I care about, and just like and just be myself. Like, what would have happened? What would have been different? How much better would life have been? And what more would they have actually done for the world? Paradoxically, if they had let go of that.